Hey there, welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits, coming to you from the Recycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California. Hey everyone, this is Liza, and I'm alone in the studio. That's all right. It's not, nothing's going on. It's just I'm on the road, actually, and I'm pre-recording this. This is another one of our retro episodes, and this is a good one. So I went all the way back to 2019, and this is two different episodes, two different interviews, but a common thread. We're going to start out with Erin and Trev from Hunter Sill Racing. They've been out setting world records. In fact, Erin's motorcycle is currently on display in the Smithsonian. So that gives you an idea of the kind of success she's been having since we last spoke with her. And then the second half is Stacie B London. We recorded that live in LA when Emma and I were on a road trip. And the interesting thing is they ride completely different bikes, set completely different types of records. But again, they're two amazing women doing amazing things. And I think you're going to enjoy hearing both of their stories. So check it out now. You know, there's been some guests that I've had my eye on getting in here. And
gotcha now.
We've been fangirling for a while.
And I have to say, I've been trying for quite a while to get this guest on the show. Finally triumphed. I'm so excited. So I wanted to thank Erin Sills for coming here.
I'm excited to be here. It's great to be here with
you. And you even brought Trev, the bonus guest.
We've got
a bonus guest.
We've got a twofer. We got two record breakers on the couch right now.
I was just holding out until I could bring Trev with me.
Oh, no, you need the bodyguard when you come around here.
No, and you had offered. You're on the go a lot and not always here in town. And you had offered to do a call-in interview, and I said, I'd rather wait to get you in studio.
I'm so glad because this is an awesome place to be. So thank you for holding out. It was awesome.
So, I remember you from years ago going to the motorcycle shows and seeing you there, like smiling and greeting people and signing autographs. It's like, ooh, who's that?
And breaking records.
Well, we need to back up because there's going to be a lot of people who are like, who is this? So
we're going to tell you. You're going to learn today, folks.
Yeah, you're going to learn it all today. If you've heard of her, you're all going, ee! If you haven't, pin back your lug holes.
Start
and listen.
Going.
Okay, so you're famous for...
I ride motorcycles fast on the Bonneville Salt Flats and other places around the world. So I do a few other things, but most recently I set my 41st world land and speed record.
Oh, just 41? Oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
But what have you done?
41,
done lately?
Wow.
41st, but wait, didn't you set 4?
Just we the team and I. It wasn't just me; it was Trev as well. And actually, I set
2.
I set 2, and Trev set
3.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So we set. Sorry, I had to. So we set a total of 5 world and national records. 2 of them I set, and Trev, for his first time ever racing on the Bonneville Salt Flats on a top speed bike, he set 2 world and 1 national top speed record.
And these are staggering achievements. I mean, the numbers you're throwing out here really beggar belief. So let's deal with your records first. What were you riding? And what did you get it up to?
Yeah.
So for the past 5 years, I've been racing a BMW S1000RR and
named
the pirate version.
Named Snoopy and Woodstock are the current race bikes.
Perfect. Wow.
Because I had a whole contest on the internet thinking somebody could come up with something that would be awesome and be better than what I really wanted to name the bikes, which was Snoopy and Woodstock, and I wanted to name them all along Snoopy and Woodstock. But the whole reason for naming a bike is that you want the team time to be able to discern between the bikes, and when you're in the pits and you need to take something from one bike and put it to the other, and you actually have to be able to call them something. And I thought,
I got it.
I got a team of guys here. There's no way they're going to call my badass race bikes with nitrous on them. They make 280 horsepower. They're not going to call them by names like Snoopy and Woodstock.
Well, we do. Like Lightning and Fury was taken.
Right.
What's going on?
So like you do with most things, I put it out to the interwebs and put it out to Facebook, and I have an Excel spreadsheet with 100 different suggestions that people sent down to me, which were all great. You know, they got Thelma and Louise, which there's no effing way that the team was going to
well.
That doesn't end well.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not writing Thelma and Louise on the salt flats and off the end of it.
So, which bike did you break the record on?
So it ended up being Snoopy and Woodstock,
right?
And all the records that we set this year were on Snoopy, which is the nitrous-powered BMW S1000RR.
And what did you get Snoopy up to?
So the quickest average mile was 238 miles an hour.
God almighty.
Well,
what was your quickest one way?
So the quickest speed that we saw was 242.
Oh, my God.
Which I just have to say was just a hell of a lot of fun.
That is wild.
Yeah, so sorry, go ahead.
And I was going to say, and Trev, I'm going to bring you in here. What did you get yours up to? What are you riding? And what did you get? What's your record for?
So I spent the first part of the week riding Woodstock, which is the same S1000RR,
right?
But it didn't have nitrous, so it's just naturally aspirated. It's got kind of a special motor in it, which makes it a little faster than most. So I spent the first part of the week riding that, and that was actually the first time I went over 200 miles an hour, and I had that up to 207, and that's as fast as the bike would go. So I set my record on Snoopy in an unfaired class called naked. So it's basically you take all the body off of it and you're out in the wind. It's kind of like riding a
holy shit. You're a human parachute.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Sounds fun.
And your record was for
195 and change.
Man,
that beggars
wild
belief.
So, but on the bikes, you have a GPS, and we look at the data after every pass. And so, like Erin was saying, the average over the mile, say, is 237 miles an hour, but the bike's GPS in that point in time is 240. Or me on the naked bike, I actually hit 202 miles an hour. Wow. With no
Your pucker's at 5,000.
Actually, no, not. I don't.
He doesn't have a pucker.
There is no puck.
I've never found anything yet that has made me go, oh shit, I should probably stop doing that. So riding the bike, what kind of limited me is at 200 miles an hour on the salt, and it was pretty good conditions, but your back tire is still breaking loose.
Traction.
You're fighting traction the whole time.
Yeah.
So at 202 miles an hour, the bike starts breaking loose, and my helmet is shaking from side to side so much I can't see anything. So I let off the throttle for a little bit, and Shane, the engine tuner from Australia, he's like, yeah, you did really good. You let off the throttle at one point. I'm like, I know, fuck. It was because the back tire broke loose.
Yeah, I was about to die.
So it's, like Erin says, a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever thought of it. I don't know.
This is legit.
Sounds like fun to me.
Just imagine you're on the motorcycle with no windscreen, no fairing whatsoever, and his helmet is getting, and so the helmet strap is basically choking him out. So he's trying, he's trying not to pass out.
No, that's okay. The tunnel vision helps. Just aim for the light.
Pretty much.
If we take these as standalone achievements, they're amazing in their own right. But you've both got history with motorcycles. Let's talk about your history for a moment.
Sure.
How long have you been riding bikes?
I started riding later in life than many. I started riding about 15 years ago when I was 35.
Okay.
I started racing 15 years ago on the Bonneville Salt.
Who introduced you?
So I met my late husband, Andy, and he and I, like Trev as well, all of this genetic predisposition towards speed. My dad had it. My brother has it. My mom encourages it. It's just a genetic. And by the way, if you're listening to this podcast, be aware that your children probably have it. and it's a predisposition towards motorcycling, or in my case, speed. And Andy and I discovered land speed racing together, and then went up to the Bonneville Salt Flats and found they had something called Run What You Brung, where you could bring your own motorcycle up there. So those of you listening, just a few little safety checks and little technical inspection, and you could go.
So that's Emma. Like an entry level. Yeah, I mean, I've got something I'd like to take up there.
The Turbo Goldwing.
Yeah.
It can be anything, yeah.
What was your weapon of choice to start off with? Because I'm sure you didn't start on...
Yeah, if it's wrong what you brung, what did you brung?
So I brung a VFR, the Honda 800
that's right. You were looking for a VFR 800.
Oh, yeah.
And then Andy and I raced against one another, and of course I was half a mile an hour faster. So from there on out,
So what is that?
I was hooked.
I would have thought that's a solid 145 mile an hour bike.
154.
There you go.
Wow.
Not bad, eh?
Right.
Because you get good
guess.
So now, what did you move on to after the 800?
And so I raced what they call a streamliner motorcycle. The most extreme one was 16 feet long and 16 inches off the ground, and I was fully enclosed in it. So if you imagine a glider,
casket on wheels.
Were you laying forward or backwards on that thing?
Half an inch off the ground.
So if you imagine a glider without wings that's half an inch off the ground, where my head is forward and my feet are behind me, and I'm sitting on my stomach.
You're like luging down the salt, basically.
Wow. Now, you can get up to some pretty impressive speeds in those things, can't you? Because the wind resistance is so low.
So the aerodynamic drag, basically, you're going under the wind. Right. The concept that Jack created, Jack Costella. And yes, I set a world record with an 80cc motor, so basically a weed whacker.
Oh, wow.
At 147 miles an hour.
Oh, damn. What? Oh, wow. What? How? I'm trying to fathom 80 cc's and 100.
What? Wait,
how does that work?
Okay.
All right. Is it the gearing?
So it's the aerodynamics of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot. And honestly, once I rode that and raced it and got a record, I said, I'm never getting in a streamliner again in my life. And I went to safer bikes like Snoopy at 200.
Right.
So, safer, huh?
So the BMWs came in after the streamliner, or was there something else in there as well?
The BMW came in after the streamliner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we haven't said yet the name of the racing team.
Yes, we race under Hunter Sill Racing.
Exactly.
And we have a team that's amazing. Trev and I both as the racers, and then we work with a motor builder who's one of the best in the world, obviously, out of Worley, Australia, Shane Kinderis, and Curtis Tom, who works with Moto America, currently on the Hudson team, and then Gary Orr out of San Diego, BMW Motorcycles.
So all talented people.
But you know what? I don't know how we got in. I don't know how they let us in.
Trev, I'm going to switch to you for a moment. Your history with motorbikes.
I grew up on two wheels.
Okay,
so
very
BMX, freestyle bikes as a kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
I learned to ride a motorcycle when I was 13.
Okay.
I got my motorcycle license 2 weeks after my driver's license because that's the fastest they would let me do it. And I've been on a motorcycle ever since. So I've had cruisers and street bikes and crotch rockets and
all the things.
He's got the two-stroke man look. It's the two-stroke man look.
Yeah, I saw the look in him the moment I met him. I knew he was so lost. You're so lost in motorbikes.
It's
or found, depending on your point of view.
It's the only place, honestly, I can really escape.
Right.
I ride, and what I do when I'm by myself is what most people call stupid, and that's where I get the most calm.
I know that feeling,
Trev,
sir.
we understand.
You know what's up?
Yeah.
We understand.
We have something in common because we're both actually making a living in the motorcycle industry. We talked about this a little bit. You build adventure bikes.
I do. So
tell us more about that.
So, Colorado ADV Moto was kind of started when I had street bikes forever, and I've backpacked my entire life, hiked all over Utah, Colorado. I grew up in Colorado. So I thought, these adventure bikes kind of look neat because it's a motorcycle that carries all your shit for you. So I bought my first GS, which is an 800, and my first time ever riding that bike or camping off of it, I rode to Alaska and back from Colorado.
Nice.
So 9,000 miles in a month. I was riding 500 miles a day. And I got back and figured out, there's got to be something to this. How can I get into this? Yeah, how can I do this? So I when I bought the bike, I opened up a TourTech catalog and ordered everything out of there, and it was all kitted out in TourTech. And then I realized that they make good stuff, but there's better stuff out there. So I started riding a lot. I became a coach for Rawhide, so I now teach people how to ride these big bikes off-road. And from there, I moved up in different bikes, and I even raced a GS at Bonneville. So, built and raced the world's fastest GS for a veterans organization.
Oh, so, yeah. Oh, right. For
the Motorcycle Relief Project.
Yes. We know. Yeah, we had Bex on the show talking about it.
So, Erin and I built the bike. I raced it. Actually made it the world's fastest GS.
How fast?
147.
Wow.
On a bike that BMW claims can only do 125.
Did it have panniers?
I had to take all this shit off. But what I did do is I also raced it on Bonneville and El Mirage, but I also coached on that bike all year. So I had the same race street tires that I was racing on that I was training people in the dirt. So I learned how to drift very, very well that summer. So I raced it, jumped it, camped off of it, rode it for 2 years, and at the end of the project, Erin and I donated it to MRP, and it went on its first relief ride with them 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
right.
Nice.
So now it's part of their fleet.
So, Erin, Trev, you're a couple.
Yes.
And I think, you're very much a couple. Trev, did your record-breaking start after your relationship with Erin?
Yes.
So she kind of brought you into this aspect of messing about with motorbikes. He
touched the magic.
Yes. The actual racing, yes. I have always I've pushed everything I've had to the absolute limits. I had a Ducati that when I was riding it on a runway while somebody was getting their motorcycle license at the little course at the end. I was in a t-shirt and Oakleys, and I had the bike pegged out. The speedometer was maxed.
Like Top Gun.
Yeah, watching the tap climb. And
not
I realized,
recommended.
Yeah, probably not the smartest thing, but I've always raced everything. So yes, Erin, I met Erin. Everybody else wanted to know, well, what's it feel like to do 200 miles an hour? And I wanted to know what kind of tires she was running and what they've done to the motor. And she kind of kept giving me these looks like, who are you? How do you know all this? So I came and helped. I watched her. I kind of worked on the crew for a couple of years, and we built the GS. That was kind of my
You were a pit bitch, huh? For a little bit? I knew it.
Even better. I was an umbrella boy.
Oh, perfect.
So I got her water. I put her gloves on. I tapped her ass as she was taking off.
Way up, sir.
Yeah. So after that, then I knew it was a matter of time, and this year was the first time ever I got to ride. Well, I rode the one bike in Bolivia last year, but for me, riding the naked bike with the nitrous, that was honestly the first time I ever rode it. And the first time I ever rode it, I'm trying to figure out how the nitrous works, how all this shit works.
That's
and I
awesome,
qualified for a record my first run.
Wow.
So Erin, was that what did it for you when you saw him in the short shorts and the umbrella?
It's pretty sexy. I'm just going to say.
So
only imagine.
You touched on. I have kind of two questions. One is, can you talk a little bit more, like on the Snoopy bikes? Like what upgrades you did, what mods you do to the bikes. I mean, don't give away the secret recipe, but in general terms. And then also, I want you to describe what it's like when you're about to push. Like,
Jim, you're just jumping right to it.
Do you have
Hold
the
on,
horn?
Jim. Hold on.
The horn button?
We're getting there, man. We all want to know.
All right.
We all want to know. But we will get there. I wanted to talk a little bit about another record that you have that I think is the craziest record.
Oh my. Yes.
And you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
And maybe a lot of people don't even know this record exists.
But we should say, this was a record you set with your late husband, right?
Yes. So Andy and I... So when we leave the Salt Flats and you're done after a week of racing, the long drive home, it's a day, and you're conspiring for how you're going to get back and race again. Mm-hmm. So it's just like you go to a track day and you think about, all right, how am I going to go back and go to the track day again? Mm-hmm. So on one of those drives home, we started thinking about, well, it would be amazing if we could expand the sport in some way, and what would be a cool way to expand the sport? Well, what if there were people racing two people on a bike at the same time? Okay, great. So then we have hours to think about this, and we conspired that, all right, well, it'll be a tandem race, and we don't just want to have an experienced rider on the front and a pillion who doesn't know anything about what they're doing. So for the qualifying run, we would have one rider in the front and the passenger in the back. And then for the return record, for the return run, because you have to make 2 passes, we would switch so that the other rider would be in the front. So you can't just have
That's
two.
zany.
So you have to have experienced riders doing that.
Right.
And so we worked with the organizing bodies to go to the Mike Cook Top Speed Shootout, and they said, yes, you can do this. And I contacted Guinness Book of World Records, and they said, oh, yeah, we don't really have that class, but
you do now.
Sure.
You said, yeah.
And so we went to the Mike Cook Top Speed Shootout, and Mike had said, well, you contact the one organizing body, the AMA, American Motorcyclists Association, and then they'll contact the FIM, the World Organizing Body. Mm-hmm. And so, actually, I think it was the other way around. You contact the FIM, and then then also contact the AMA. So we contacted the FIM. They said, great, yes, come up, do it. We went up there to do it. Well, the FIM was supposed to contact the AMA, and the AMA never got contacted. And then they heard about it about half an hour after we started doing it, and they said, shut down the circus act. We probably don't want to have this happen. So when we went out and the first pass that we made, Andy was in the front and I was in the back, and we're on an S1000RR, and he thought it was amazing, and I thought it was the scariest thing I've ever done in my entire life, including being in that little streamliner motorcycle that I've been in. This was way scarier, to try to hold on to the back of a motorcycle at 183 miles an hour when all you have to hold on with are your fingers interconnected, and that's all you have. Jeez. So he thought it was great, and I thought it was horrific. And then we switched spots, and I thought it was great, and he thought it was horrific. And then by then we'd set a world record, and we said we would never do it again.
So the final record was?
So the final record's 183 miles an hour. And it's no longer legal to actually do it.
So it's yours forever.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done.
So
yours forever.
I believe the record will be ours forever because it's no longer legal to do it.
That's
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That is
2 up
wild.
tandem at 183 miles an hour.
It's always nice to be the person who get the rules changed on, you know? Like, somebody pushed it that far, you're like, all right, fine, we'll just give it to you.
That's usually my...
Maybe you can advise Terry. Maybe Terry should go for the record fastest with a dog on your tail.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody's done that.
On the way back, the dog riding, and Terry's...
Go, Charger, go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Wow. So you have Hunter Sill Racing. You've been racing. Unfortunately, Andy passes.
Yep.
And you continue on.
Yep.
And then you bring the umbrella guy in.
So, can I when Andy passed, was there ever a time when you were so consumed that you thought, Andy is motorcycle racing, he's gone, I'm going to leave it behind?
Totally fair question. And the truth is that when so Andy set a record, in fact, that we recently set higher in this past 2 weeks ago. We set a couple of the records that Andy had set, we took higher.
Okay.
And so our plan had always been, Andy and I, the plan had always been he would set it and then I would go break it and make it higher.
Okay.
So no, there was never a thought of I'm not going to get on a motorcycle, and there was never a thought of I'm not going to race. It was, and the whole team certainly races in order to acknowledge him, but also to honor him. And we might have our moments.
Mm-hmm. So I noticed, you see, you're driving your mom's Volvo station wagon.
We're bringing it up, huh?
I went there.
No, hang on.
You were driving your mom's, and there's 2 things I noticed about the station wagon. The first is it's on Florida plates.
Wow.
Sorry,
The second is
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But the second is there's a little sticker in the back window on the side. And what does that sticker say? Is it?
So there's a sticker on the back of the Volvo, and I'm going to give Liza one as well. But it says "Live like Andy," which essentially just means to enjoy life as a journey and not about the destination, and live the way that he would want to live and did live and taught me to live. And he never met Trev. I know they would love one another. I wish they had an opportunity to meet one another, but he would be happy for me being happy and having someone who loves me very much and having someone to ride and race with and spend life with. And That's what it means.
I don't know. This
awesome.
It's
cool.
a very personal thing. I remember you told me you shared that you don't give those out to anyone, do you?
No. That sticker's pretty special. So I'm looking forward to giving Liza one. I don't know where she's going to put it.
I appreciate it.
That's cool.
I don't know where you're going to put it.
Oh no, I got stickers here.
Yeah.
I got stickers everywhere. I got a Jocelyn Snow here.
She's got plenty of motorcycles.
Yeah.
Somewhere special, because I know you knew him as well.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. So let's get to what Jim was getting to, because I think we all want to know, and I've always wanted to know, like, what's going through your head when you're out there setting these records, going these speeds.
I imagine your eyeballs first, right? Getting pushed in the back of your skull. Is that usually how that works?
And what's the nitrous wired to? Is it like your horn? Or like a turn signal or something?
Beep beep.
It's fun. It's just like, there's no BB button. There's no like, oh shit button. The system's actually a progressive system. So it's based on what gear I'm in and the RPM and the way that Shane programs. So the nitrous system, and I know your audience is interested into the mechanical aspects of it. So the nitrous system has its own ECU such that and it is programmed by it's a laptop. So Shane's out there with his laptop and he's programming the nitrous for a certain amount of horsepower at a certain gear at a certain RPM. And basically what I'm thinking of is I don't want to mess it up, because there's so many things that I can do in a pass to make it to turn the nitrous off, make it not fire properly. So I'm in there and I've got a job to do, and I want to ensure that I'm doing it properly. And honestly, I feel so much pressure, but in a good way. I put it on myself, and I also want to make sure that I'm doing it right for the team. I have to hit every shift point perfectly every time. And if it spins up in a certain gear and I get into the rev limiter, the nitrous won't turn on. So and sometimes we can wait for hours or weeks in order to be able to race. And so I'm just honestly, I'm looking at a mountain and I'm wanting to do my job right. I've sat in my helmet with earplugs in. I've envisioned it for the weeks before. I lay in bed at night and I visualize a perfect run, and I just need to have that perfect run happen. And when it doesn't happen, you get really pissed off.
Nitrous has grown up a lot since I was using it back on the street like 35 years ago.
You and Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
When it was fast and furious.
Basically when you did the tap on the bottle and just hit the button and you got like 2 or 3 second shot and you got wrenched back in the bars. It's not like that anymore. Remember, she's on the salt, so she's always looking for traction. So if you get like a 50, 60, 70 horsepower just kick up the ass, the back wheel's just going to spin out. So you bet it's progressive. It's going to bring it in, and it's going to bring that horsepower up gradually, so you don't just spin out.
And that's part of what we need to experiment with as well. So we will go out, and the first pass that I would take, we might have the nitrous come in at a certain level and a certain RPM, and then we will play with it depending on what the traction and the course is like.
And do you also meter how much nitrous that's metered also? Yeah.
So wait, you're saying that there's actually skill involved with going fast in a straight line? I just want to do a
You just
stab.
lost your sticker. You just lost your sticker.
No, I think a lot of people have that perception, and you get a lot of people think they're really fast riders because they can go fast in a straight line.
Drag racing.
And I want to know more about the skill that is involved. And you just said about like the timing. I'd love to hear more about the skill that you do develop. I know a lot of it has to be with the mechanic side. And what percentage would you attribute to the wrench?
All of us have to do all of it perfectly, because I'm not beating the person next to me on a track on a drag course. I'm beating history.
Yeah.
So or Trev as well. In order to set a world record, I have to go faster than anyone ever in that certain size and style of bike.
And not only once, but you have to do it twice.
Right. Yeah.
So you make a down pass, your first pass is a qualifying run, and say you've got a tailwind on your first pass. So you have a certain, depending on the event, you have a certain time allotment to turn around and make that same pass or your record run in the opposite direction. So if you got a tailwind on your first pass, you've got a headwind coming the second pass. Right. So you have to average.
It's the average.
Yes, over those 2 passes, which creates that record. Okay. So you may have an epic 10-mile-an-hour tailwind, and then you have a shitty 10-mile-an-hour headwind.
Yeah. I'm going to stick my neck out here, but I think you two are the same in what you do, but I think you... How can I put this? You're getting different things out of it. You're just into the speed, Carolyn. That's it. Erin, you're just into the... It's just that raw...
Badgering the witness, Your Honor. Accelerating badgering the witness.
That's the bike.
Yeah,
Trev's the bike, you're the speed. I think
they're both damaged in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not damaged at all.
It boils down to the same disease.
You're missing the fear gene.
No. I have an extraordinary respect for the fact that what we are doing is extreme.
Yeah.
And it is extreme.
And extreme definition of extreme sport is you can die doing it. And certainly I have friends who have passed away doing what I do. And I even if I didn't respect my own life, which I do very much, I have a family whom I love very much, and parents and a brother and a sister and like all those people who I would not put my life on the line if I didn't have a tremendous amount of respect for the team that we work with, and I love what I'm doing. At this point, I love the speed. I also feel a tremendous amount of a tremendous desire to set records because the team works so hard for it.
Yeah.
They work 51 weeks a year so that we can race for one. And the fact that they study and they are, I don't know the specifics of how the nitrous system works, but boy, Shane does. And I would love to provide a record for him and for Curtis and for Gary, and to have Trev share this experience with me is epic.
Yeah, you guys are building the platform together, basically, yeah.
It's fantastic.
And by the way, trust me, the speed is really fun.
Yeah,
it's a hell of a lot of fun.
I'm just going to say.
And it's kind of funny because now at the speeds that we've gone and she's gone, all week long, we were doing 235 or 232, and we were all frustrated. And there are teams out there that are like fighting to hit 100 miles an hour.
Sure.
Wow.
150. And Erin was the fastest bike at an all motorcycle event a week long. We had two of the fastest sit-on motorcycle people out there, and they couldn't even do it. Erin beat both of them. So, there is a hell of a lot of skill.
It's really fun.
I know the 200-mile-an-hour club is considered a very, very exclusive club. And you're 40 miles an hour above that. It's amazing. These are big numbers.
So, do you guys actually do your testing on the actual salt, or do you have like a runway before all this happens, or everything has to happen that day or those 2 weeks or whatever you're there? Or
so the way that you train, first of all, you have to be physically fit.
Sure.
Second, and mentally, and I don't know how we do that.
You like punching beef carcasses like Rocky, like walking on coals. Yeah. Have some guy just yell at you when you're drinking raw eggs.
Follow me on an adventure bike someday. In the dirt, and I'll show you how we train.
Well, shit, there you go.
No,
all right then.
But what he's saying is the truth. So we have to be physically fit, and that's just a prerequisite. And then to honestly riding all and what Trev is saying about adventure riding, actually that took me. Learning how to ride slow in the dirt made me a significantly better racer because it enabled me to become comfortable with the bike moving around me at 200 miles an hour. So I don't freak out when the bars start to shake at 210 miles an hour. It's just part of riding. So we ride a lot. There is no place in the world to train to do land speed racing other than land speed racing.
Okay, that gives me great anxiety when you say when the bars start to shake at 210. I'd like to get into your head right now. What is that like?
So we're very focused on a job. The bike's moving around. You trust the bike. You know that it's well built. It's not a tank slap or shake. It just moves around because you're racing on salt. And I've had frightening things happen on the bike where I would stop a run. I would slow down and say, "This is not right," and it just experience this as what's really shaky and bad versus what's not. So it's that threshold, finding that threshold.
Is there like that thing where you go, oh God, it's shaking, it's bad, I just keep gassing it and it kind of goes away, or is it one of those things that it just does that the entire run?
The bikes we're racing right now are incredibly stable. And so honestly, the bike likes to be at full throttle. And when it's at full throttle, you're on salt. It might move around a little bit. And you just stay in it, and it's fine, and it wants to straighten itself out.
Yeah, so that's just part of the skill. It's just like dealing with a bike that moves around.
And having this ultimate faith in your team to have built you a decent bike.
Yeah, the thing I like on what you're saying is trusting the machine. Yeah. And I think that for a lot of people and a lot of like solo accidents are when you don't trust, and you don't know the bike and you don't trust it when in fact the bike is more capable than we are. And to understand and completely trust the bike is something that's really cool. The relationship that you have with it, not just about speed, but with the bike that also that your team has. I mean, when we talk about, we love everything about motorcycles and we love our bikes, but like that level that you guys go to and the relationship with the bike and each other is really cool.
I've had more frightening rides on a Buell Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Buell Thunderbolt at 130 than my bike at 210.
Oh, I could put you on a CB350 Cafe Racer and scare the piss out of you.
I got an electric scooter that we could kind of tow behind something.
I know.
I've had more, we mentioned it earlier, pucker moments. I've had more pucker moments on a dirt road drifting a corner at 120.
Yeah.
And I did 207 on the salt, or 175 on the salt at Speed Week this time. After I made a pass, it was kind of a running joke. I was a guinea pig because if the dirt dude can do it, we can do it. I made a pass at 174, fighting the bike the entire time, and it was literally like riding through mud at 175 miles an hour.
I'll give Trev credit here. So Trev took that pass on a bike that can go 200, and he went 175. And 10 racers behind him took their helmets off and went, nope, if the course is that bad, we're not going.
Yeah, that brings me to like what's the quality of the salt these days? Is
that's what I want to know.
Better, good, and just kind of 50-50 depending?
It's based on Mother Nature. So it was Speed Week was not raceable at all, and like I said, that's when Trev went out on a 200-mile-an-hour bike, and he came back at 175, and we all knew with such a great rider and such a great bike, if he's going only 175, then we're all packing it up. Yeah. So Speed Week was not very good, but the Bonneville Motorcycle Speed Trials was great. So it's about Mother Nature and how much rain we get. The event organizers will do the best they can with the salt.
Sure.
Yeah, because there was still water there.
Yeah.
And is that because there's less salt?
It's a lot of precipitation, and with the condition of the salt, and I had been on the Save the Salt organization, so I know a fair amount about it. Yeah. They are pumping salt back onto the salt flats now. So there's an the Bureau of Land Management is working with Intrepid and working with Save the Salt and the Utah Salt Flats Association in order to get salt pumped back onto the salt flats. Yeah. So they're trying to repair it as best they can.
Because, I mean, make no mistake, Speed Week is a historical racing. How long have they been racing on the salt now? A long time.
Yeah, probably at least 80 years, I think.
Or maybe, I think they were doing it in the 1920s, which means it's like getting on for 100 years.
Yeah, almost.
It's historic racing.
Didn't you used to race chariots there?
A steam engine, darling.
Yes.
Funny you say that. This year at Speed Week, they had a semi-truck that had a locomotive, diesel electric.
Oh, my God.
And it did 202 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
And what class was that? Was that FIM?
Who knows? Oh, my God.
I want to hear Sylvan pronounce FIM completely before this show's over, by the way.
True.
What?
FIM?
Fédération Internationale de Motocyclisme.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Just like that.
Let's say that from
Just
now
like
on.
that. I am moist.
So,
My goodness.
so we've established that you guys have skills going fast and that you have skills in the dirt.
Yes.
But Trev, you also have some carpentry skills which came into play at Bonneville.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was something that was pretty cool that you guys did. You want to tell everyone?
Yeah, so at Speed Week, there's an iconic Bonneville sign. Everybody stops, even people who aren't there to watch racing, everybody stops to take a photo with this sign. Yeah. And we were 6 days into the meet. It was almost over. And the BLM we saw a Facebook post that they cut the sign down, and because it had too many stickers on it and bullet holes, and they were going to replace it. So Erin and I, on that long drive back, actually a short flight back, we're talking about how can we, because we knew this second event was coming up, and how could we get a sign made, just a temporary sign. So Erin reached out to the organizing body, a friend of hers, Delvine Rubber, who puts on the motorcycle speed trials. Anyway, she talked to her, got permission from the BLM to make a temporary sign. We reached out to our all-personal friend, Jocelyn Snow.
Yeah, Jocelyn.
And she owns a sign company. That's what her bread and butter is. And Joss actually printed a sign and had it on our doorstep in Colorado in 3 days.
Wow. Dope.
So we carried this giant banner.
And what I love, the sign was a photo of the sign.
Yeah. And it was laser printed. It was
a photo of the sign.
4 foot by 8 foot. So Erin and I land in Salt Lake. We go pick up our Team U-Haul Racing team rental vehicles that we take on the salt. Our next stop was Home Depot to pick up the lumber. And after we got the bikes through tech, the three of us, Erin and I and Gary from San Diego BMW, we all went and sat and installed a temporary sign. And every time we would go line up to go race, there were tourists, cars, people, everybody was out there taking photos with that sign. So the cool part was, while we were...
That's amazing.
I'm passing around pictures.
While we...
I must have a picture of this sign somewhere on my phone just here.
Yeah. So while we were at the races, we were trying to think of, okay, we need to auction the sign off. What can we do really cool with the sign? And one of the racers at that event kind of had a bad get off in a run and had he had to be airlifted to Salt Lake. Ooh. So he had a bunch of medical bills. And Erin's like, hey, let's auction the sign off at the awards banquet the last night. So we were kind of joking around. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe $500. And Erin's like, oh, it'll go for at least $1,000. And there was a bidding war, and we raised $4,000 to give the hero and
for a sign of the sign.
For a sign of the sign. Yeah, that's great. So, and all of the racers there actually signed the sign of the sign.
Nice.
So
Signception.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Wow.
That is cool.
That is awesome. What a great thing.
You can imagine when I tell the team, okay, well, we're going to go race, tech the bikes and get ready to race and all that. Oh, by the way, and we're going to go build this sign.
Yeah.
Wait, we're going to what?
So, and Erin, what I love about you is you get into riding, and then shortly thereafter, you're out there setting records. But you also ride in the dirt. So I want to know about your introduction to dirt riding.
Oh, yeah. Well, so Sean Thomas, who many in this audience might know.
Rock on, dude.
We call him Shamus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shamus.
So shortly after Andy passed away and I was in the mode of kind of saying yes to everything, Sean called and said, hey, you want to come up and try this thing called adventure riding at Rawhide? And
you said yes.
And I said yes. Exactly. I said yes. Never spent a day in the dirt on an adventure bike or anything else, but I rode I rented a GS, went up there, went to Rawhide, went through the training course, happened to meet this man who's now sitting next to me, Trev, because he was an instructor there.
Never know what you're going to find, do you?
The Umbrella Girls turn up in the craziest places.
Yeah, so Trev was my instructor, and apparently he taught me well because it made my land speed racing significantly better. So now I'm also a coach.
Yeah, so you kind of skip from I got into riding, now I'm also a coach. What?
So apparently I took to it pretty well.
I have a feeling that when you put your mind to something, you excel.
I kind of get that impression.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't want to get in your way of anything you've got your mind on.
Yeah.
It became a passion, and I'm really happy and enjoy riding in the dirt, and I'm proud to be a coach there. And it's fun because people think that you have to be a pretty big stature person in order to ride a big 600, 700 pound, 1200 cc bike in the dirt. And I'm like, kind of no, you don't,
And I think Jocelyn proves that.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't she? Yeah.
And you went straight to the GS. You didn't start out on
no
small. There are other options, right?
Those are cheater bikes.
If you haven't figured out, Erin is go big or go home.
To BMW riders, there are no other options.
Actually, there's a lot of fun options. They're just it takes a certain level of skill and technique to actually ride these big bikes in the dirt. And anybody can ride fast. I say it all the time, but
not fastest though.
Not fastest, but it takes skill to ride slowly. And I don't care if you're on a 80cc Yamaha or a giant 1290 KTM. I mean, each bike has its own set of techniques or skills that you got to use. I love riding the little cheater bikes, little skinny bikes.
Christian.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm fairly sure that this person probably listens to this podcast, but I was over at Metcalf, which is one of our local dirt biking parks, and there were a couple GS riders out there, and it's, I'd say, a fairly intermediate to easy place to ride to get to learn and stuff. And there's some people there that could use your help because they dropped a GS 800 and one other bike that I didn't see because it was so buried in the bushes out there on some of the single track. And so the whole time you've been talking about it, I've been thinking about how it would have been nice to have you there to help them out.
I've seen it all.
So if they're listening, they know it was about 2 weeks ago.
RawhideOffroad.com.
We've talked about the big GSs many, many times before. And part of the attraction on them, they are big bikes, but they carry their weight very low and forward, don't they? It is part of the reason they're so damn good in the dirt.
I have ridden just about every adventure type bike. Right. I've ridden hundreds of little actual dirt bikes. And honestly, the GS, I sold all my other bikes. I ride a 1200 GS, and I sold every one of my other bikes because it does everything. I've passed sport bike guys on knobby tires in canyon roads.
I hate you guys, by the way.
Standing up.
I've had that happen to me. I'm like, God damn it. I'm on a Ducati. You're not supposed to do that.
I've ridden all kinds of bikes, and the way BMW has designed that motor and how balanced it is incredible. I've taken it in spots in Colorado where people on little dirt bikes are like, how in the fuck did you get that bike up here? Because it's just a technique.
So
you got to trust the bike.
What do you think of the 1250 then?
It's a great bike. I'm going to stick with my 1200.
Ooh, better the bike, you know.
The 1250 is a great bike. I'm learning more about it at Rawhide. We get a brand new fleet every year. So I got to spend some time on it this year, and it's pretty cool. It's not as fast as our 1200s. I like a lot of I'm not a big electronics fan. I don't like the big LCD display telling me the traction control has been activated too many times.
Yeah, Jim and I took Jocelyn's GSs for a spin. I never could figure out how fast I was going. Yeah. But I knew the weather in Wichita.
I could tell you anything else. GPS coordinates, you feel like you're in a flying saucer.
Yeah, pretty much.
You do. Like when I went to Scotland, I didn't get a GS because I got a naked bike so I could see, not have like this thing. But the smart people did have a GS because they were really comfortable and protected and all
They're amazing bikes.
Yeah.
Well, are you just at the Colorado
No.
ride? You're out in California too?
I'm actually teaching one of the second level classes next month in California. So they bring me out. I've been there for, this is my 6th year. So I get to, pretty much, Erin and I now are the lead coaches in Colorado. I've ran that one for 4 years, and in California they bring me out for special cases or whenever they need.
But Colorado's your home.
That's where I grew up. Yeah.
And just to be clear, you don't have to have a GS to go to Rawhide.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I've taught people on Yamaha 125s show up on their bike. We do have a fleet that you could rent, but you can bring anything you want. We had a little 80.
Really?
2 years ago, yeah.
How'd they do in the sand pit?
Actually, the cheater bike's a little 80. We just cruise right through. It's tough riding a giant GSA through a sand pit. Doing slalom.
Well, I'll tell you, Jim and I have been talking about putting that on our list, the Rawhide thing, because we've been moving up from smaller bikes up to bigger bikes, and he got his Africa Twin, so now I have to go on.
Wait, DCT?
Well,
I didn't. She wants the DCT.
I want the DCT.
Don't get the DCT.
No, but just wait a minute. Before you trash on the DCT, it's not what you think it is.
I rode a DCT after.
And?
I didn't like it.
On the dirt or the street?
Both.
On the street.
Right. I'm not getting it for the street. I don't need DCT for the street. I'd get it for the dirt.
I'm still tickled the way it clicks up and down through the gears. I mean, it's like a manual
magic.
It's a magic bike.
When I first got on it, they were giving me a hard time because I get on it and I don't clutch. Okay,
right.
How do I ride this thing? And they're like, put it in drive, Trev. It's not a fucking car. Where's drive at? So it's weird to get used to.
But once you do, and I mean, Honda have had automatic bikes before.
Yeah.
And some are better than others.
Yeah.
But the DCT is nothing
People
like...
love them. People that have them love them.
I mean, I was amazed. The first time I was determined to hate it. And I didn't. And it just clicked up and down through. It's just magic.
It's pretty cool.
It's like there's a magic elf in the engine changing gears when you want him to.
I mean, it's...
And when you don't want them to.
Well, yeah.
I didn't get that.
It's a brilliant piece of engineering, but it's not great. I don't like it for the street, at least.
Okay.
Well, but I also want to experience it because I appreciate that it's new technology, and there have been a lot of automatic bikes in the past that just weren't quite right. And this seems to be the first one that did get it right.
Yeah,
so I want to experience that as well.
But
You just test ride one instead of actually owning one, though, you know?
I like the idea of doing rawhide, though. And I think I'm probably going to go down in January to California. We're actually talking to our friend Carmel, too. And I think she may come out from Colorado to meet us down there.
Yeah, if anybody's thinking about doing rawhide, so how would they go about it?
Go to the website. Honestly, if you Google anything adventure riding, rawhide is one of the top 10 that comes up.
Okay.
We're one of 7 BMW authorized training facilities in the world.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's rawhide -offroad.com.
It's
Or
HYD?
just Google rawhide motorcycles. It comes up.
How long is the training? How long are you down there for?
So you show up typically on a Friday evening. You do an orientation. You drink the free beer at a really cool bar. You get fed by 5-star chefs all weekend long. So you train all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So it's a weekend event.
It's like a spa.
It is.
Right.
With dirt bikes.
Dude, spa.
You can leave Sunday night, or you can elect to go on a 2-day or 5-day tour, depending on where you're at, after the training to go kind of hone those skills and go play.
So let's say we just sign up for the weekend.
Yep.
How much does it cost?
It's like $13.95.
Okay, so I mean, it's not cheap, but it's high end stuff.
Well, they feed you and everything else.
A lot of people come back over and over again for the experience. It's the camaraderie, it's the crowd,
And you need that straight up repetition. I thought, I haven't ridden adventure bikes really before, and I picked up the Africa Twin, and I'm digging it. But I'd ridden smaller dirt bikes up to that point, and I thought it was going to be an easier transition to the bigger bikes because all the same rules apply, right?
Kind of.
But I was coming back from Yosemite last Sunday, and I got off on some fire roads, and I had zero self-confidence at all. And I know it's just a matter of repetition, and that's what I dig about rawhide. Is it seems like they have this great program where you just get to do things over and over and over in a progressive step ups.
Yeah, I've decided I don't like dirt riding. Now that I have 4 dirt bikes. But I think it's because I've never had the training and I don't have the confidence. And I get out there and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, I don't like that.
And a lot of
I think I need the training. So I want to get the training and then give it another shot. I mean, I still go out there because it makes me a better street rider.
Oh, hell yeah.
I just don't go out there and have fun. But I still do.
No, that's not true. You had fun. You had fun when we
She goes into a trance. Let me share something with you. Can I share this?
Sure.
So me and Liz, the last couple of times we've been dirt biking, we were up at Pozo Saloon.
Oh, God.
In San Luis Obispo.
I know that.
And it was we got into a little bit more technical stuff. And when dirt biking gets really hard on Liza, what is your thing? It's you shut off your adrenaline and you go into this Zen state. It's unemotional
My breathing
state.
gets really slow. My heart rate goes down.
It's not a diabetic coma?
I don't ride for the adrenaline. It gives me this peace and calm. And I just find when I'm riding, I just get in this zone and I just...
You're like a flaccid penis. It's kind of what I like.
You can notice it too because we were riding... The first time that I ever rode with her, we were riding on a little single track trail and she just kind of was at the very start of the trail, and everyone's talking, hyping each other up, and she's sitting there just looking forward at it, breathing deeply, like she's just ready to go. And I noticed it, but I didn't quite put my finger on what it was until now.
So Trev and I are on comms together when we're riding, and he reminds me when I'm breathing really heavy. He's like, "Babe, are you okay?"
I'll tell you a story. Yeah, exactly. At Rawhide, every time we go to the California facility, it's a giant adventure bike playground. We have teeter-totters, we have bridges, sand, gravel,
crazy stuff,
water. Anyway.
It's a beautiful spot too, right?
Oh,
awesome.
It's pretty cool. We have giant jumps, and every time we go there, we go out and just the two of us go right around, just kind of get the dirt legs back on and get used to it. Start off easy, like everybody should, and then it's, hey, you trust me, babe? Yeah. So we go hit a little jump, and as we're getting closer, you hear that. Then
you're warmed up.
All of a sudden, I go off of a jump, and then it goes dead quiet. And then all of a sudden, it's just unstoppable laughter. Let's do it again. So everybody needs to get back into it. Start off slowly, but it's fun to hear that.
That's true.
I do private trainings all the time, and everybody does the same thing.
So, Erin, we've established you can ride faster than most, faster than all, we could say, I guess.
Yeah, no, faster
we've established that you're quite an experienced dirt rider now. I'm curious how you feel about touring and distance riding.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I've had a few opportunities to do some awesome touring, and I'm really excited, Liza, because I get to ride with you on the Women Riders World Relay USA segment.
And me too.
Nice.
Yay!
What is this Women Riders World Relay?
It's Whir-Whir.
It's Whir-Whir.
Whir-Whir.
What's that?
Whir-Whir, right?
Yes.
Shirt.
So Erin has signed up. She's going to be riding. You're with us for
super excited.
Like 2 weeks, week and a half.
Damn.
2 weeks.
2
Yeah,
weeks. For 2 weeks.
Yeah, I as much as my schedule will allow, but I'm going to do as much of the U.S. segment as I can. So I'll meet you. I'll see you at AIM, the AIM Expo in Columbus, and then I've got a commitment there, and then I'm going to hook up with you all outside. Out in Wyoming, so in Casper, Wyoming, and then I'll ride the rest of the U.S. segment with you.
And you get to sleep in 2 of your beds.
I do. I get to sleep in San Francisco and in Colorado.
That's right.
Yeah,
Now, that's convenient.
I'm super excited. I'll do it on my GS, and I'm excited because I think there will be from what I've seen of Whir-Whir, the Women Riders World Relay, and the excitement that you've built and the team around the world, my mind's blown. Something like 10,000, 12,000.
Oh, we're up to 19,000 on Facebook.
Oh my God, 19,000 followers on Facebook. At least, thousands of riders all over the globe. And I know when it comes to the U.S., it's gonna be a snowball.
It'd be a lot more than that if we let all the men in.
Right. Well, I was going to say, Erin, you can bring Trev along if you want.
Oh, he's invited,
Yes,
Yeah,
right
I
on
mean-
the back, though.
No, I meant the men on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
The men with only 2 weird profile pictures. One they're holding a puppy, and one they're with a sailboat. A lot of those.
I didn't know there were creepers.
Yeah, no, we do allow men on the ride.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it as well. Have you done something like this, a cross-country trip?
I have. I rode with Alyssa Clickinger and did her sister centennial ride.
Right.
And then I will do her suffragist ride that's happening also in 2020, which is a celebration of the 100 year of women having the right to vote. So that's happening in 2020 as well.
Awesome.
And...
Well, you have one more announcement to make.
That's it. Oh, yeah. The Women Riders Now.
Yeah, this is a big deal. This is a brand new announcement.
Kind of hot off the press. Yeah, so I failed miserably at retirement. And I left Facebook about 3 years ago and for retirement, but I failed miserably. So I was asked to be a co-chairwoman of the Women Riders Now, which is a website and a magazine that was started by Genevieve Schmidt over 20 years ago, actually, before websites were websites. She started a motorcycle magazine. Yeah. And she's pretty amazing. And I was invited along with my dear friend Sarah Schilke from BMW Motorrad to be co-chair women to take this website, which is the largest in the country for women motorcyclists, and help pilot it forward for the next 20 years. So that's what I'll be up to. Like I said, failed miserably at retirement. So
and that's
quite the undertaking.
And that is a Motorcycles and Misfits exclusive.
There you go, hot off the presses.
It is. You may have remembered she was not really a guest. You were a fill-in misfit for us a while ago. Right. But we've got Stacie B. London, land speed record holder.
Hello.
And let's just cover how many records you have.
I have 3 records at El Mirage Dry Lake Bed and 2 records from Bonneville Speed Week from the same week.
What?
Yeah.
Those are in 2 different states.
One is in California and one is in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You must have had the bike so finely tuned. You're like, let's just keep going.
Yeah, last year was a really great year. We did some cool stuff.
All right.
Well, we also had great conditions, so the timing to synchronize perfectly, that provided for a really great year.
So, Stacie, before we really get into what you've done, this whole land speed record thing is a mystery to a lot of people.
Right.
And who oversees it and who's responsible for it and how you get in.
Right.
So can we talk just very briefly about the Southern California Timing Association, who I know you're heavily involved with in terms of your records. So here I am. I'm Miss Emma. I built a fast bike, but nobody knows me from Eve. How do I get that bike onto the flats at El Mirage or Bonneville and start thinking about setting a record with it?
Well, the first thing that I would suggest is to come out to an event and see how it runs and experience it, right? If you've never experienced a land speed racing event, they're really, really fun events to spectate because everyone's just right there. Everyone's really open. It all happens in the same place, and you get to see a lot of cool vehicles.
When do these things happen?
So they usually happen once a month starting in May. This year has been a really weird year because there was a lot of water damage to El Mirage, so we haven't had any events. But usually they're May, June, July. August is Speed Week at Bonneville, and then we come back to El Mirage for September, October, November.
Okay, and how do we find out about these events? There's obviously an online presence.
Right.
So what's the portal?
So it's SCTA. .com, I think. But if you just Google Southern California Timing Association, which is actually one of the oldest racing organizations in the country, right? This last year, I think it was the 81st year of Speed Week. So that tells you that it's been going on for a long time. Southern California is famous for hot rods and going fast. It started with cars, really. I mean, the thing that's so fun about SCTA events is that they're cars and bikes. So you get to see a lot of really cool machines.
Is it kind of a competition between you guys, or is it all kind of one happy family, or is it the car guys going like, oh, those bike idiots, they're loonies?
I mean, it's all with love because we're all racers, but there's definitely a little bit of, elbowing and, joking around.
And I'm going to jump straight into this. You're a woman.
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
In a testosterone-driven environment.
Yeah, your records aren't because you're a woman. They're not a woman's
No, they're just
division.
records.
No, that's the really cool thing about SCTA is that it's not divided into genders or isn't a class for women. It's just you look up the displacement of a motorcycle and then you see all these classes and then it lists the record, first the speed and then who made it. And it doesn't differentiate between what your body parts are.
That's one of the things actually I wanted to get into because I think a lot of people don't realize how many different classes there are. You think of land speed records like Attack or,
right.
Or even like
Speed Demon.
Or even like Erin Sills going out there, world's fastest BMW.
Right.
People are setting new limits on big bikes. But the reality is, this is attainable for anyone with any vehicle, really.
The smallest cc for motorcycles is 50 cc's.
Exactly.
Which is still really hard. I had a friend from Wisconsin that came out with a 50 cc motorcycle and qualified for a record. So in Bonneville, you have to do 2 passes, and then those 2 passes average to make the record, because you have to back it up. That's what it's called. You have to back up your record and prove that you've earned it. So he qualified for a record and landed an impound, and then the next day, you have one chance to back it up. He couldn't back it up. On a 50cc bike, he's trying to be the fastest 50cc bike, and it's still really hard. There's still a lot of tuning and a lot of mechanics, a lot of luck with the weather and the conditions. Everything just has to dial in, whether you're going, 50 miles an hour or 250 miles an hour. Like, the conditions have to be right, and the bike has to be tuned.
Can we take this opportunity?
Hold on, I wanted to point out that there's someone else in the room.
I was going to say, we're not alone here. Stacy has an adorable little dog. At the moment, he's humping my purse.
He is a poodle.
That is not a poodle, Stacy. Under any stage of the imagination.
Oh, did I tell you that I had his DNA done and I found out what he is?
What is he?
Oh, a little monster. He's a
we've established
poodle Maltese mini pincher.
What? He's a mini pincher?
Yes.
So this dog, and we should include a photograph of it.
This is Sundance. Like Sundance is 6 months old.
And he's like a little rug with sharp teeth.
I was really close with my last dog, Smokey, which a lot of people know, who's my crew chief. And he had an unfortunate accident in March and got hit by a car and passed away. So it's been a really hard year. And then in May, Sundance basically found me, right? Sundance.
And you came and visited us at the recycle right after, I think a week after you got him.
Pretty much.
And he was a little quieter then. And he's quite an unruly boy, but he's very lovable.
So yeah, if you hear some of those sounds, or if Stacy runs away all of a sudden, it's because he's found something to get into.
He loves to eat paper and tear paper apart.
So Stacy is wearing some very loud cowboy boots. So if you hear her clattering away, it's because she's running after Sundance.
So I wanted to get back, though. This is an attainable sport for people. You don't have to have the latest technology, and you don't have to be a master mechanic who's able to machine.
No, you do.
Well,
you do have to have access
to get into the sport.
Even to make records, you have to be very dialed in. It's all mechanics.
Sure.
Right?
But
there's a lot of...
But you don't have to have the latest computer technology and all of that. You can work with vintage bikes.
Right.
Which is very mechanical, hands-on. I think anyone can get into that and learn how to better the machine and make it run at its fastest.
But there's still machining.
Oh yeah, there is, but it's not the current technology with computers and everything.
No.
And that's what I'm saying. It is attainable for somebody who wants to go to the next level of being a mechanic.
Right.
So I would like to talk about your bike and also some of the other kinds of classes and bikes that you've seen to give the example that this is something that anyone could get into.
Right.
So let's talk about your bike.
Right. My bike is the way that I got my bike is that in 2016, I became Lady Road Racer of the Year with my 1968 Honda 160 with Arma. I mean, that's how most people know me as a road racer. And once I got that award, it seemed like a good time to put road racing on pause and go after this other goal, because I did have a goal of wanting to get some land speed records. I had been crewing for Ralph Hudson's team since 2012. So it was, going on 4 or 5 years. And what we did was we looked in the rule book and we looked at the records and we strategized it together of what could be a bike that I could work on and handle myself and afford, and that would be records that would be realistic to shoot for. And what we discovered was that the 250 modified pushrod record was, somewhat attainable. And we thought about, made a list of what were 250 pushrod bikes.
Yeah, there's not a lot of modern 250 pushrod bikes.
It was sort of like process of elimination. I'd always really liked Aermachis. Mm-hmm. Did some research, for about a month of talked to pretty much everyone in the country who knew about sprints and Aermachis, and then kind of went back to my backyard, and turned out that a good friend of mine in San Francisco had a 250 that he had just restored and just rebuilt the engine of. And I basically, February of 2017, drove up to San Francisco, picked up a bike, and pretty much ran it stock the first year because I really wanted to get to know the bike.
Mm-hmm. And what was your top speed in 2017 that you got out of a basically unmodified stock Aermacchi 250?
I can't remember, maybe just shy of around 86 or at El Mirage.
And,
or something like that.
That is a staggering figure, Stacy, because we're talking about an old bike.
Yeah, it was an old bike. I mean, I changed the tires. I cleaned up everything, went through the entire bike, did take apart the engine, cleaned up the engine, did change the exhaust. I made a lot of friends and mentors in road racing. So Fred Mork out of Berkeley, who collects Aermachis, gave me a CRTT exhaust for it. So that was a broken one that I fixed with Ralph. I don't even think I ran a tack the first year. It was really just kind of basic feeling out the bike, getting the throttle to work, getting all the timing together. We timed it, went through the timing a lot to get it fine-tuned. Did change the carburetor, so I had to rebuild a whole manifold for the carburetor, get that all dialed in. By the end, did blow up an engine. So then there was a new set of new piston and new valves that I put in by the end of the season. But Bonneville in 2017, I think I did something like 14 runs at Speed Week until I blew it up.
Wow.
That's a lot.
I think that's a testament to the strength of that engine.
It really is. I mean, Aermacchi is a company that made airplanes.
Right.
And then after World War II, they came back and couldn't make airplanes anymore. So they got into motorcycles, and they built their motorcycles the way they built their airplanes. And it's a really tough engine. Yeah.
See, I'm thinking of what we had in England around the same time as your Aermacchi was rolling off the line. And the joke is, I could probably get a BSA Starfire to do 86 miles an hour, but probably for about 100 yards before it grenaded.
Right.
BSA built high-power engines, but, God, they were fragile. And so it's really an inspired choice, this Aermacchi, because you're making good power, but it's being tough. So,
if you don't mind moving your phone, I'm picking up something.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Just a little further away from the mic. It makes weird sounds like aliens communicating.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got a lot of listeners in America who are going to listen. Like, what the hell is an Aermacchi?
Yeah.
But they know it as something different.
Right. It's a Harley Sprint.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I found out, so I got invited to go to the Aermacchi factory after I made all my records last year. And I learned a lot about Aermacchi from the Aermacchi builders. Right. And one was the rigorous testing that Harley did when they went to Italy to get in business with an Italian motorcycle manufacturers because they were doing so well with their race bikes, right?
Right.
All of the cafe racers out of Italy during the 60s were just these little bullets. So Harley went, and they even had this testing system that they put all the bikes through, and the company that scored the highest, like far beyond the other manufacturers, was Aermacchi. So that's why Harley decided to get into business with them and started importing these Aermachis, now rebranded as Harleys, into the United States, primarily as race bikes, but then also
you could ride them on the street. And
bikes.
This wasn't on
production. They're production racers.
Yeah, in the 60s, you could actually buy a lot of Italian bikes right here in America that had different names. I'm pretty sure Montgomery Wards was selling Benellis.
Benellis, yep.
Rebadged Benellis.
Right.
And Sears, again, had a couple of small displacement, but the best of them all really were the Aermachis. Now, if I remember right, weren't they absorbed into the Cagiva brand?
Right.
And then Cagiva came up with a slightly different lightweight Harley Davidson for the 70s, the two-stroke ones, which weren't nearly as good, but they were pretty handsome bikes.
And not as popular. Like, all of a sudden, no one knew what that brand was. There was a lot more competition by then with Japan in the 70s, which I think pushed a lot of other brands out of the way.
And,
Kawasaki.
Exactly.
Suzuki.
I'm going to say it. I mean, if you hear an Aermacchi, it sounds like something. I mean, it's got a meaty sound to it.
Even the single is just...
Right. It's got a
really
meaty sound to it.
Yeah.
It's very, very easy to imagine it being an entry-level Harley. I mean, it's gruff, it's rough, it's tough. Those two-stroke Cagivas, ring, ding, ding, ding. It's not the kind of noise that you'd expect something with Harley Davidson on the tank, and I think that was a contributing factor.
Right.
But there was a Ducati connection as well, because I think Cagiva bought out Ducati and owned Ducati for a little while in the early 80s.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like, there's a connection between your Aermacchi and a V4 Panigale.
Yeah.
Eventually, if you follow it through. So we've decided it's a great bike.
And no one was racing 250s.
Right.
At that time. Like, the 350 is the one that everybody wants and considers a really great and race bike.
But the 250 is kind of like the forgotten class. So what was the record in 2017, when you're feeling out your bike, what did you have to be?
I needed to get to 87.
Now, 87 doesn't sound like a great deal, does it?
Are there many other 250 pushrod bikes you can think of?
Yeah, I mean, when
BMW,
you get it, yes,
but that's like deep pockets.
And BMWs, they make all of about 8 horsepower, so that's not a performance bike.
Triumph.
Slew of British bikes. You've got the Triumph T250, which is basically the same as the BSA. It's the
we're
same
talking
engine.
What era? Like 50s?
60s.
60s.
The BSA Starfire, which I keep on getting back to, which potentially you could make good power out of it. Right. It's got the potential to make power, but
if you're like a diehard and you really want to make a Triumph record or BSA record, then you could pour your heart and soul into it.
But you've got to make a big end, because the big end's weak. You've got to make the main bearings. You've got to make a support for the camshaft. All of these are fragile points of the engine.
So the Tiger Cub
was a 200.
Yeah. All right. Wait a minute. We got one sitting in your garage.
Yeah.
Let's build it. Let's go for a record.
Matchless made a 250. There was a slew of them. Because remember, in England, when you were a novice rider back in the 60s, you had to ride a 250.
And same in Europe. Right. All of, which includes Italy.
So the 250 was a strong class. And we'll go back to Italy. Ducati did a 250. Moto Guzzi did a 250. Benelli did a 250. That was a two-stroke twin.
But you're having to go back to the 60s.
Right.
But mine is the 60s.
Anything built after the 60s?
Well, the 250 became a bit of a lost cause. Yeah. I mean, in the 70s, it was still strong in England because you still had to learn on them. The bike that I started to learn on was a Kawasaki two-stroke triple.
Right.
Which was not as exciting as it sounds on paper.
Right.
Because like a lot of bikes from the era, it was a bit of a porker.
Right.
It was a big, heavy bike, but it sounded great.
But 250 pushrod.
Right. But we go into the four-stroke pushrods. They're all gone by then.
Right.
And they'd been replaced by overhead cam Hondas or
new technology.
Two-strokes.
So that was the point. So basically, for this category, you're going to have to go back to a bike from the 60s.
Limited. Or 50s.
Okay,
I mean,
yes.
there's a few 50s, but that's also like not an efficient way to go racing.
Yeah, 50s technology. 60s technology is better.
But 50s is when it becomes vintage.
Yes.
Which I would love to have a vintage record. But vintage for SCTA starts in 55.
Okay.
So yeah, that's like a whole can of worms.
All right, so you get this stock Aermacchi.
Yeah.
So what changes can you make? What changes did you make to get to a record?
Then by the second season, then I went through the whole engine and put in race components.
Okay.
Not a racing piston, but a really good strong piston with a really clean machine work, but valves.
So pistons, valves, you're doing your exhaust, you're doing your intake, the carburetor.
By then the machinist went through the whole system, so everything's working a lot more efficiently.
Stock carburetor rejetted?
No.
Ported?
I never used the carburetor.
All right, so I aftermarket.
I switched to Akeem the first season.
Got it.
I just had some leftover carburetors from my 160. It wasn't even something that I bought or planned. I just had.
And I know it seems like we're going backwards. Can we talk very, very briefly about your 160? Because if I remember right, this is a class that is really the last entry-level clubman class.
Yeah.
And the entire class is made up of Honda Twins.
Yes.
160s, 175s, 200s.
Well, there's a 160 class where you have to be a 160, and then it's 200 GP.
Okay.
Or 250 GP.
And these are the overhead cam, twin cylinder bikes that you can still find very cheaply on Craigslist and build up to something that it's competitive.
And the Yamaha 175.
Oh, really?
Two-stroke, you wouldn't think that it would qualify for that class, but it does.
And because everyone's making about 15 to 20 horsepower, so it's very competitive racing. And it's probably a great way of honing your skills.
It is.
Very good.
It was amazing, and it's the largest class in ARMA. So it's the most competitive class, but it's also the class with the most camaraderie, and it's like 20 people racing towards turn one the beginning of a race.
How can people find out about that?
That's ARMA, American Historic Racing Motorcycle Association, also has a website and a Facebook page.
So if you just go on to the website.
They actually had a race this weekend at Buttonwillow. First time the club is racing at Buttonwillow, so that's
so you
really
still follow it, even though you've been away
course.
from it for years. These are your
my
mates.
Racing
these
family.
are your compadres.
Yeah, they keep track of me, and I keep track of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back to the bike. So now you're doing these modifications.
Right.
I'm guessing that there isn't some sort of playbook of do this.
No, not at all.
And this is where some of the skill starts to come in.
Right.
What percentage of setting a speed record is in the mechanics of the bike, and what percentage is the riding of the bike?
I would say it's about 90% mechanics.
Right. And
but other people would say, yeah, but you're holding on while the bike is like going all over the place. Maybe it's more like 75-25 because there is a lot. As a rider that's gone through a lot of extreme circumstances, you start to take it for granted that you're just handling it. And dealing with the high stress situation and different things that are just coming at you on the racetrack that you just do it.
But
because it is a mile long speed wobble.
Right.
It's still stock suspension. So my bars are flying all over the place, and I'm down in a tuck and keeping my right hand at full throttle and listening to the engine and, trying to get everything out of each gear. Yeah, there is some riding and there is some experience that is required that you that you gain just by doing it.
Oh, I think you need to.
I don't know where you would learn how to do that.
I think you need to shut off your self-preservation switch. Yes.
Yeah.
But the point being, I think that records are set in the shop. And this is something that's really cool. And this is what we love is that kind of stuff, because you have to try many different things and test it.
Yes.
Try many different
And you can actually only try one thing at a time, which is why records usually take a long time, because you need to know what that change, what the outcome of that change was. So you can, in order to do that, you know, there's that big lesson, only one change at a time. If the jetting wasn't working, you can only change the jetting and then go for a pass.
Now,
that takes a lot of patience.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds, if you live in a neck of the woods where there's an old abandoned airport close by to you, it'd be perfect, because you can just make a change in jet. But it's a slow process.
Yes.
I don't want you to sell yourself short, though, in the skill level.
Right.
Because, as you say, it is a mile-long speed wobble. I think it's as good a time as any to talk about one of the awards you won. And I'm going to pick it up and put it on my knee.
Don't make too much noise, Eric.
And what we have here is a award. It's on a very nice marbleized
That looks
back.
like something you'd find in our garage.
It is.
It's very fitting.
It's about 6 inches tall and about 5 inches wide.
In fact, it would make a perfect match set.
It's gold-plated.
It is.
And it is...
shaved.
A pair of shaved testicles in a scrotum.
Yes.
And they're gold-plated.
Balls.
And it is 2018 Bonneville winner for the biggest set.
Yeah, I'm really proud of that award because it was given to me by the SCTA motorcycle inspectors.
Wow.
And this was based on just your dogged determination, or
being an impound every day of Speed Week last year, and just my diligence and coming away with 2 records during Speed Week.
So, impound.
And then this year they didn't give one. I found out.
Let's clarify, because usually impound is something when you've done something bad.
Yeah.
You get sent to impound. Can you explain what impound is?
So impound is where you want to end up when you're at Speed Week. So you're in line, you go for your first pass, you go faster than what the record is, and you go to impound to have your bike checked, the record checked, and to see if you qualify for a record so that you can make your record run and back it up the next day. So you go to impound, and impound is the place where you get your bike stays, right? Or there's a car area and there's a motorcycle area. And you're not allowed to go to the pits. You have to go straight to impound, where your bike is monitored and inspected, and you have 4 hours after they have to measure your bike, test the gas, which means taking your engine apart so that they can check there's a few things that they check through, and then you are timed that you have 4 hours without making changes. You're not allowed to make changes to the bike, but you're allowed to do maintenance to the bike. And then it's, then you have to walk away and your bike gets covered up and it stays in impound, where it's sort of monitored that you're not doing anything, to give the bike more power than it had the day that you qualify.
Okay.
You're not refilling the nitrous tank.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what kind of fuel are you running in your bike?
I'm running race gas 110.
Okay, 110 race gas. What kind of oil do you use? Do you use very thin oil to get the friction
I use
down?
diesel oil.
Okay, and what grade? Like a 1540 or thinner than that?
Yeah, 1540. But,
Okay. But a diesel oil, which is
diesel
really
oil.
good. Is
I mean, it's the same oil, though, that I use on my BMW. I have a 1969 BMW.
Right.
And it's the same oil that I use in my truck. They all get diesel oil because diesel oil doesn't add anything, new to the oil like the new oils do. It's more kind of like, you just don't want to have any additives.
Right.
Which are washing the bike. Really is what is washing the engine. There's soaps that are kind of added, and minerals, and things that old engines don't don't want.
So, okay. So we've talked about the fuel. We've talked about the bike. We've talked about the oil. You've got this other plaque, and I'm not going to pick it up because it's going to make too much noise.
Right.
And there are various metal plaques. There are, in fact, 10. And they're color-coded. So can you talk through the color coding? Let's start with the black ones. There's a lot of information on this plaque.
Right.
But what does the black stand for?
So these are plaques that every time you do a pass at an SCTA event, you get a metal plaque that's the size of a business card.
Right.
And then they're engraved.
Right.
The black ones mean that you just did a run.
So it's just a participation plaque.
Right.
Now let's move to the blue ones.
The blue one, I guess, is for Bonneville.
Okay.
And the black ones are for El Mirage.
Okay. But the important ones.
And then the red ones.
Yes.
You get a red one when you make a record.
What is the highest speed on one of the red ones?
Let's see. I think 97.998 was my fastest.
Oh, you are
speed.
kissing the 100.
That was September, I think, of last year.
So you have gained in 1 year over 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So
and there's more. The bike has more.
And that's going to be, because we are kind of running short on time. We've got to ride back to Northern California when we're done with you.
Oh, really? Okay.
However, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. You're going back in 2019.
Yes.
You're not done with 2018 yet, are you? Or are you?
Well, there haven't been any El Mirage events, so I didn't race in El Mirage. I saw what the weather conditions were at Bonneville, that Bonneville was still a lake in July.
Oh,
so even back then, I had a feeling that it was going to be wet. And then it turned out that it was wet, that people were blaming the rain that happened the Thursday before racing began for the bad conditions. But last year, it started drying out in April. So there's April, May, June, July, August, 5 months of dryness, where this year there was only a month. So the water table was already a little bit up high, so any precipitation was going to wash out the track. So following my instincts proved right. I needed a break after the accident with Smokey, and having such an intense year last year, I was sort of due for a break and, having time to get other parts of my life.
So let's focus on 2020. So when I go to onto the Southern California Timing Association website in 2020 and see your name, what do you want after that? Do you want I know what you want. It's that 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I really do want to hit 100. That's the goal.
And what do you think it's going to take to do that? What changes are you going to make?
I'm just going to rebuild the bike the way that, to get it back to where it was. We've talked about changing the carburetor so that it's downdraft.
Okay.
So that's probably the next set of changes that I want to make.
For those who aren't familiar with the Aermacchis, they're extraordinary looking things because it's got a crankcase, but the cylinder just sticks straight out in front.
Right. And there's no room for the carburetor. The carburetor comes out.
Right.
The original
crazy angle.
The original carburetor is a teeny tiny one that comes out through the very back. Mine, because it's a little bigger, it doesn't fit that way. So if you want to add any more air and more horsepower, it would be making it so that it's on top, which it's such a tight compartment that you would have to machine out, part of the cylinder to make, and the fins of the cylinder to make space for a downdraft, which would get the carburetor closer, which supposedly is more horsepower. Mm-hmm. If there's more horsepower and that much more speed, I know I'm going to need to change the suspension and put a lot more time and money into a steering dampener.
A steering dampener might be quite a good investment for you, I feel.
Yeah. That's the next.
I'm
but that's you're already talking about, probably $2,000.
I'm wondering, because there's so many different classes, is there a class yet for electric scooters bought at Tractor Supply?
Well, what is the CC?
It's electric.
It's a kilowatt.
1,000 kilowatt.
But
I bet you there isn't yet. Ooh.
No, the electric bikes will be coming up.
Ooh.
There are electric bikes. I don't know how they.
I think the top speed right now is about 18.
Yeah, and you probably hold that record.
There are other rules that have to do with the wheel size and other, which is why that there isn't anything under 50 cc.
Right.
Right. Like,
there's a question.
There are minimum.
There's a question I've been burning to ask all the Salt Lake racers who ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
And I've ridden on the Salt, so I know what it's like out there. Is your preference running a high tire pressure so your tire cuts through the crust, or a low tire pressure so you get a better footprint?
High tire pressure.
So you cut through your knives.
More resistance.
Yes. Very good. So you cut through the crust.
You have to.
Yes.
You don't want anything to drag.
Right.
You don't want brakes to drag, tires to drag, your body to drag. Everything has to be. That's why the conditions are so important, and why the salt needs to be dry and hard. Because if it's mushy and wet, then you're going to have too much drag and no traction. Right? To go fast, you need traction, which means an overinflated tire that is cutting through any material. Right? Whether
perfect. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
Cool. Well, we definitely want to follow this. And for anyone who wants to follow you, how can they do that?
I think Instagram is probably the best place. So it's Triple Nickle 555.
Triple Nickle.
Yeah.
Nice.
My race number is 555, and people started calling me Triple Nickle.
So if anybody goes onto Instagram, Triple Nickle 555.
Yes.
They're going to find you.
Yes.
I think you're just great.
Thank you so much.
And you're such a misfit. It's wonderful. You're one of us, honey.
I know I am. Sure.
But we're not done
just yet.
Oh, okay.
Because there's something else that's been on my mind that I wanted to talk about, and there's no perfect place, no more perfect place than where we are right now.
Right.
So can you first tell us, where are we right now?
We are at Trico in Hollywood, California.
Trico.
Hollywood Boulevard, yeah.
TRI.
Yep.
CO, Trico.
Yeah, right.
And this is it's a shop.
Right. It's a Trico store.
It's many things in one. But I'll say, like,
the headquarters of Dice Magazine.
There you go. To me, this is very LA.
Oh, yes.
And LA has there's moto fashion. I think Deus Ex Machina is a perfect example of that, and a lot of people are familiar with that. There are a lot of places like this.
Right.
Can you describe what the LA moto fashion scene is?
LA moto fashion scene.
Well, you're it, Stacy. I mean,
because you are very fashionable.
Can I describe what you're wearing? Because you're wearing vintage jeans. You've got vintage cowboy boots on, very nice V-neck T-shirt, beautiful jewelry, mostly turquoise, little bandana, nails perfect, rings perfect, bangles. You're very LA biker.
Thank you.
You're very so. We already talked. Fashion is quite important to you, isn't it?
I've always been sensitive to aesthetics as a designer, right? I have an industrial design degree from Art Center. Rather than going into fashion and making clothes, I decided to go the other way because I've always worked with my hands and made things. So I went into industrial design, and I work in a museum building exhibits. So yeah, aesthetics are very important. I love fashion. I've become very good friends with a few fashion designers. One is Eat Dust and Girls of Dust, which is a denim brand out of Belgium. And we're sitting in their pop-up shop, a store-in-store at Trico that I helped them install, which I thought was the perfect place for us to end up. They do really beautiful high-end workwear and denim that's all made in Portugal, not in China, and some in Europe. There's a lot of craftsmanship put into their clothes, and there's a sensitivity to materials and construction.
But you know that overall there's this link between biker culture and fashion culture that pervades Southern California, which in the North we kind of don't get it. But it's great. It really is. It once you're actually in this space and kind of a part of it and understanding how it works, it's very much a lifestyle thing.
I mean, SoCal, right, is the place where so much biker culture was born.
Oh, it's the crucible of car and hot rod and biker culture. And all those three are linked.
Right.
Whether you think so or not.
Right.
You know, the hot rod culture, the biker culture, the car culture, this whole scene, speed scene, this is really ground zero
and
for
I'm third generation LA, right? My dad also has land speed records from Bonneville in a car that he built. Grew up in West LA where I grew up. So it's really ingrained in me of just this idea of maybe aesthetics and how you look and being sensitive to what you want to wear and then just the culture and the lifestyle. It's just, I don't know. I don't even know if I feel like they're choices. It's just what I gravitate to and being sensitive to your instincts and what feels right. And I don't know, this environment feels really good to me. It's humble. It's authentic.
And that's one thing I wanted to add, because right now I know some of our listeners are going to be saying, oh, this is so pretentious. It's not. This is legit. Nobody is more sensitive to pretension, and I'm the first to laugh at
and call people out.
But this is legit. This is very, very legitimate where we are right now, and this whole scene.
So, and I wanted to clarify. Would you describe the moto fashion? The moto fashion, is it fashion for motorcyclists, or is it fashion for anybody that reflects the moto culture?
It's both. There's a lot of both.
And would you say that any of this is gear?
The guys are motorcyclists, and that's where their passion and their interests come out of. They're also fashion designers that have a lot of experience with big brands. So they have these two ideas that are colliding. The clothes are both fashionable, and many of them are motorcycle driven.
So that's my question. How much
it's
does
not
this
safety
function? It's not.
It's some of it is safety gear, and some of it is just fashion. But I think that's existed that way for a long time. That there's always been a motorcycle fashion.
Sure,
and people want to dress like a biker that don't know the first thing about. You know,
and it
throttle and
because we look cool.
Because we're fucking badass and we're cool.
And it is a bit of a difficult marriage, having safe gear and safety,
right?
Safety gear and fashion together. Even though motorcycle gear has been its own fashion and still is. So it's an interesting where you can see things that spin off. It's comfortable, it's fashionable, and some of it is purposeful or is more durable. But it is definitely a whole scene. And you've got shirts, pants, boots, hats, jackets,
gloves.
Everything is here. Not just that, but then we're getting into, beyond culture, I'm seeing is that those aren't perfumes. What are those? But even at like Deus, you'll see like candles and like everything.
Right. Well, Deus takes it a step further where they're also surfer, skater, bicyclist.
It's lifestyle.
And much broader lifestyle. That's why their perfect location for them is in Venice. So it's more beachy.
So let's give a plug. So you said Dice Magazine, and I assume that also is really catering to this whole culture, right? And then Trico, I assume, is it trico.com?
I think it's tricostore.com.
Tricostore.com, TRI.
Right, because there's 3 owners that came together to form
TRICO. And
which really works for me.
Make sure you search it out, because if you hunt Trico, you're going to actually find an English company that makes a lot of stuff like windshield washer bottles for cars. So you have to make sure you get the right Trico.
It's Tricostore.
Tricostore.com. And just, search around for them, Trico Hollywood. It's a great space. It's been a great interview.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. I mean, you are super legit. You really are. I mean, do we know any other land speed record holders?
And full disclosure, when Jim and I were down here in LA doing interviews last year, and we had reached out, tried to do an interview, and you were getting ready to go to El Mirage. I don't really have time. We're like, just an hour. You're like, no, I don't really have time. Like, it gives us a better perspective of how much you're going through. It really is all encompassing.
It is. I mean, last year and the year before, it was every night, every weekend was in the shop.
Oh, this is your life, obviously. Yeah. When it's going.
When it's on, it's really on. And you sacrifice everything else in order to focus on what you're doing.
There's a lot go the spoils.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it of just taking the bike apart, putting the bike back together. And then this last year, I also went through the transmission. So, yeah.
It's something
lightning, undercutting gears, just making
everything just has to. You go through every single part and try to improve every single, because it really is the last 1% that makes the difference.
And are you drilling things out to make them lighter?
Not so much, but I mean, because it's a 1960s bike made in Italy, there's always a bolt that breaks, and that you have to then, like, one thing just leads to the next thing, where you just have to constantly change out bolts and then re-drill it, or making like teeny tiny improvements just take forever. So, and then it's 1960s parts, so you never know if that extra little torque is actually going to be the one that breaks it.
And the funny thing is, I talk. Everybody knows that I work a lot on vintage bikes, and when I get one of my clients who said, "I want this, this, and this on my vintage bike, can you get new parts for it?" I'll say yes.
Right.
But you need to understand this: that when I buy a new part for your BSA or for your Triumph, and it's a genuine part, because I only like dealing with genuine Triumph parts.
Right.
Even though it's a brand new part, it's been sitting around on somebody's shelf for 50 years.
Yeah.
And time is a thief in quite a lot of ways.
Right.
And even, obviously, rubber parts deteriorate when they're on the shelf.
Right.
But just having a metal part that's been sitting on somebody's shelf, it's been through 50 summers, 50 winters, 50 freezing temperatures, 50 boiling hot summers, sitting in the shed at the bottom of somebody's garden, that's going to have an effect on the part. So I'm very empathetic.
And then when you're dealing with race components, it's like, and then locating where there's a head, where there's a cylinder, what needs to get done to the cylinder, what needs to get done to the head, where the valves is great, because Fred Mork, who races Aermacchi, has a really great connection that he imports them, and then I am able to get them from him, but it's still dependent on what he has, and then how long it takes to get them from Europe, from where he gets them. It's all these, it's very time sensitive.
I'm really glad we got to get a lot of this info from you, because I've always been under the assumption that anyone who's willing to go out there and ride on salt is crazy. But I know it's also anyone willing to try and build the bike. It's a whole nother level of crazy.
Oh, there's a lot of craziness.
Oh, there's a lot of craziness.
Yeah.
But it's also pushing the boundaries, and there's something really cool.
I mean, they call it salt fever for a reason.
Yes.
I mean, it's like a double-edged sword. It's like you become addicted to it, and while you're becoming addicted to it and thinking about it all the time, it's driving you crazy. It just drives you crazy. And you're never the same after that. I mean,
so when is
that's how
when's your next run at El Mirage?
I probably will wait until next May.
Okay. May. Let's put that on our calendar.
I mean, depending on what happens with
that would be cool.
How would you feel about having a bunch of misfits come down?
It would be amazing. It's the most amazing place on the planet because you get to pit. You pit right next to the track. You get to sleep there. You get to make a campfire, and you're on a playa, dry lake bed playa, where it's just all these amazing race vehicles under the stars, surrounded by these incredible mountains all around you. And, and then you get to wake up to race sounds.
So let's put it,
it's really
now.
awesome.
Misfits out there in podcast land, set your calendar to May.
Probably the second week of May.
Second week in May. Mm-hmm. Let's all have a weekend party out at El Mirage.
If they fix the track.
They fix the track.
They're having a lot of issues with the track.
Well, everyone now has got ways and means of finding out about that through the Southern California Timing Association. But
and
if it's on,
be posting about
let's have a weekend party and cheer on Stacy and just do the cheerleader. Go, Stacy. Go, Stacy.
The really fun thing about the May event and the November event is that they're 2-day events. So we actually do tech on Friday, and then there's racing Saturday and Sunday. Rather than
event.
Just, usually it's tech on Saturday and racing on Sunday. But May and November, they're 2-day race events. So it gives people a really great opportunity and experience to see what's out there.
I could rent a little Airstream, hitch it on the back of the El Camino, and then we'd all have somewhere to sleep. In fact, we could put a bed in the back of the El Camino and sleep under the stars.
It's still really beautiful weather in May.
I might
just sleep outside.
Sounds like a perfect weekend to me, Stacy.
My electric mini bike tuned up and ready to race. But
you're going to go for the 20-mile-an-hour record?
I'm going to go for 20.
Do it. You have to buy a rule book.
Yeah.
Go on the SCTA site and you buy a rule book. I should have brought one, but the rule book has everything you need to know, and it has all the classes and all the records.
Oh, wait. I just thought, though. It reaches maximum speed about 30 feet. And how long is this track?
Yeah, the track at El Mirage is 1 mile and a third. It's
I'm not sure I'll make it.
El Mirage is basically a drag race where the track starts right at the starting line, where in Bonneville, it's 1 mile of speed up, and then 1 mile or 2, or 3, depending on the size of your vehicle of racing. They track you. They time you over 1 mile.
Stacy, please stay in touch with the Misfits.
Of course, I might be up that way Labor Day weekend.
Cool,
great.
I'm thinking that I need some fresh air.
Bring the dog.
Of course.
I'm thinking I might need to rethink my choice of bike.
I think,
yeah.
Maybe.
Liza, I think you always need to rethink your choice of bike.
Is it a reoccurring theme?
Yes.
So I wanted to thank you very much for meeting us here, and
what a great
check out this
interview.
cool store too.
Thank you.
And finally, it's taken a year to get the interview.
I know.
But we got it.
Thank you for your perseverance.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, we're misfits, we're boneheads, but we're very high on perseverance.
Yes. That's true.
So, yeah, we get the job done eventually.
Well, next time, hopefully you get to see the bike.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that's
and
okay.
I want to come back down another time and interview Ralph.
Yes, you need to. So Ralph, I talk about, is my racing mentor. He's actually was a really lucky thing that we met in ARMA road racing, and he recently became the fastest person on a sit-on motorcycle and didn't make a record of 300 miles an hour, but he went 307 at Bolivia last year.
That's insane.
On a partially streamlined bike.
What bike?
It's a Suzuki Gixxer 1000 turbocharged.
307 miles.
Isn't that wild?
The record that he made was 297.
Sure.
FIM record.
I mean, it's hard holding on at 130. I can't imagine. Definitely would love to come down and get that interview.
Absolutely.
So,
I owe a lot to Ralph and his generosity of knowledge and time in the shop and, sharing ideas.
Yeah. No, awesome. Thank you very much for your time. And you guys follow Stacy. It's insane. But it's an inlet to racing and a whole different type of mindset.
So let's review again. We've got the Southern California Timing Association on Instagram, Triple Nickle 555.
Right.
And that's not written 5, that's the number 555.
Triple Nickle 555, all together, no underscore.
Oh, yeah. I'm easily reminded of this because I believe you put your sticker over my...
Oh, yeah, I did.
NRA sticker on my camera.
I was going to get photographed on a bike.
There's legit and then there's super legit.
I had an NRA sticker. It came with the bike.
I approve of that message.
I went, wait a minute.
I did not get photographed.
There's a triple nickel. It's okay. I hope you enjoyed this episode and the stories from the salt. And in fact, I have an offer for you listeners. So this coming August is going to be the Bonneville Motorcycle Speed Trials. It is August 23rd to 27th. And I'm inviting you to come out to the Salt. I'm going to be out there with Stumpy John, and we're going to be doing interviews and hosting and showing people around. If you have always wanted to come check out the Salt, come on out to Bonneville in August. Come find me, and we'll take you around and introduce you to people and explain how scrutineering works and how everything works. It's going to be an amazing time. So thank you, everyone, for listening. We so appreciate you. Thank you to Erin and Trev and to Stacie B, London, and especially our Patreon subscribers. You're keeping me going. I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you very much for listening. I hope to be back soon. Until then, time to get out of here. Thanks, everyone. This is Liza.